Chord progressions exist because of voice leading. When you dig into the mechanism of any chord progression, you find out how they work as well as why they sound the way they do. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Today you will learn about the 2-5-1 progression. You've heard of the 1-4-5, maybe you've heard of the 1-6-2-5. Today we're just going to talk about and focus on voice leading, and we're going to be using the 2-5-1 progression as an example. You've heard of the 1-4-5 progression. That really now at this point describes sort of any song that uses the 1, the 4, and the 5 chord. They can be in any real order, but we sort of refer to this as a 1-4-5. The 2-5-1 is a little bit different because the cadence, it's such a strong sort of harmonic and musical cadence that it really is not really a chord progression as much as it is sort of a harmonic function. So today we're going to talk about that function, how it works, how voice leading really creates that cadence, and how to use it and how to control it. All right, let's get started. 2-5-1, 1-4-5. 1-6-2-5, what's all the numbers about? If you don't already know what's going on, this is called the Nashville numbering system. It's a very easy system that was developed to apply a number to what chord you're in within a key. And the way that works is very simple. We're going to be in the key of A today. We're utilizing the A major scale. That's our key. Scales provide a set of numbers that define a key, and when you harmonize the scale, in other words, build a chord from each note, you harvest these chords. And you have then a scale and then all the chords in that key. So we just number it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So we build out a chord off the 1. If you don't know how to do this, here's a video on harmonizing scales that's absolutely essential to sort of understand what we're doing. You harvest a chord from the 1, you harvest a chord from the 2, B is our 2, and in this key, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E is our 5. So we've got 2, 5, 1. You can already hear the progression, right? So in this key, B minor is our 2, E, as we already found out, is our 5, it's an E major chord, and 1 is A. Now before we go on, I just want to show you something. You can play this progression in a billion different places on the neck, but even when the chords seem unrelated, voice leading wise, that's B minor, E, A, you can still hear the cadence, right? Why is that? We have to find that out. That's what we're going to do today. But even when you just use bar chords, it's hard to see what's going on. So you know what's coming. We're going to translate all of this into triads. Our B minor chord is here. Look at that. I can't even see through it. Like, what's going on there? We're going to use triads on the D, G, and B string. So our B minor chord on that set of strings, we're harvesting this from our bar chord, is simply 9, 7, 7. Our E chord on that set of strings is 9, 9, 9. And our A chord, I'm going to move up to the first inversion, which is 11, 9, 10. The reason I moved this up is because what we really want to do is find the smallest, closest related example of this voice leading so we can understand it, so we can see it. So let's get right to it. Our first chord again is this B minor. Let's just take each cadence, the 2 to the 5. This is our 2, B minor to the 5, which is E. 2, 5. Look, we have a common tone here. And these two notes move up a whole step. So there's our 2-5 cadence. And from 5 to 1, we have a common tone here. And the two remaining notes move up like this. One moves up a half step, one moves up a whole step. 2, So that's our voice leading. Right? So I want to show you how this remains the same no matter where you play it. Let's go down here to this B minor. Same set of strings. Here's our B minor bar chord. Here's our triad. It's simply 4, 4, 3. And so that's our 2 chord. Our 5 chord is this E here, which is 6, 4, 5. And our A chord, or 1 chord, is 7, 6, 5. So let's check this out. We already know, we are assuming, if math is correct and objectively true, this should work out. Here's our B minor to E. There's our common tone right there in the G string. Right? We already know from our other example that the other 2 notes simply move up a whole step. Now our 5 to 1, we already know what's going to happen here. We have a common tone here. And we have 1 note that's going to move up a whole step. And this one's going to move up a half step. Right? The cadence is still the same, even though the chord is voiced differently. Let's do one more, the last one here on this set of strings. Our B minor is way up here. 12, 11, 12. To our E chord, 14, 13, 12. And our A chord is 14, 14, 14. So I'm hopeful that you can already see what's going to happen here. Here's our B minor chord. 2 to 5. Common tone here. The rest of these move up a whole step. Right? And you already know what's going to happen from 5 to 1. 1 common tone, 1 half step, and 1 whole step. Anyway, isn't that fascinating? The voice leading remains the same no matter where you voice it. So even in an example like this, if you were to write out all the notes, and you'll see that exact same voice leading, even in those examples. So the idea here is, for the curious guitar player, what you want to do now is go ahead and explore that for a little while. Look at the notes. Which notes go to what? Does the root move to, what does the root move to in this chord? Does it become the 5 in this chord? Go find out. Like that's really where the gold is. Okay, so there it is, the 2-5-1 progression. Really more of a cadence than a progression, right? You see that voice leading working where you've got 1 chord moving to the next chord and there's a common tone and some that are close together. Stripping it away, you know, all the other extra harmonic information and just reviewing those relationships is what exposes how music really works. And once you understand how, you know, anything in music really works, you get yourself closer to being able to control stuff rather than just be sort of told what to play. So anyway, I hope this is really helpful. I've tabbed it all out. That's in the link below. Go over there and grab it if you want, if you need it, and I appreciate any support. I hope this is helpful. This kind of thing really gets you on the train of thinking like a musician. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.